Okay, so looks like we're live now. Yep, we
Okay.
are. There you go. Awesome.
We're live.
We are live, sir. So do you see it?
Do I see what?
Do you see that
Let
we're
me go
live?
here. Not yet, but let
It
me
cracks
check
me up,
your
right?
Facebook.
Because we are so technical, but running up on this stuff at like the last minute. It's like, let's go live. Let's do some stuff. Uh, so this is sound effects. This is music. So
Well,
like this is
here's
all
the
of
thing.
our. Mhm.
We can build it. We can't use it.
Yeah, we won't even build it. Right. So here we go. I'm not gonna let this whole thing play. I just feel like it needs to be there. I think it's like a law. All right, all right. So enough of that. All right. So they know we have a theme. We had a lot of music. We did that yesterday.
Theme music. Yeah, yeah.
All
Theme
right.
music is a thing.
Anyway, so for folks joining us, Jerry Thompson and Sheldon Jackson with Optivis Business Solutions. So wanted to get to this yesterday, but we were on acting goofy talking about AI music platforms and really some of the social, societal, personal effects that people are seeing from that. And a lot of we still didn't get to everything. We didn't get deep into the legal pieces and all that, but we can always come back to that. But today, what we want to talk about is a platform that we are launching called Alter. And Alter moves prayer and community to the forefront. This is a tool that was built specifically for ministry settings. So it could be a church, could be an individual who travels to minister, could be a group of prayer warriors. Um, but I don't know. Maybe I don't want to botch the sort of the core of what this is. So, Sheldon, how do you describe altar?
So, in its simplest form, for me, it is just a place for people to track their spiritual growth and receive support when they are in need of support from their spiritual community.
Yeah, and I can go with that. And so because one of the challenges is availability, right? Being able to get to someone in a time of need. And I know for some people it might seem cold or impersonal that we are using technology to do this, right? But I mean, you look at it now, how many people even show up to a church or Bible study or whatever and carry a Bible, right? It's it's iPads and tablets, and I can get to that from my phone. So we're using technology in ministry, also because people have a desire to have a reach beyond the four walls. It's like, well, how else can we do that and extend the reach, the character and personality of this fellowship or this ministry to others, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to actually show altar. I want to make sure that I'm able to see comments. I didn't see all the comments yesterday until afterwards, but I want to make sure that we can get to those. So if you come on, um, and you have comments or questions, um, please just ask them. Um, all right, so that's cool. All right. Anyway, so I'm going to do some screen sharing here. Um, Try not to mess this up. All right. Can you see it okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. So let's jump into this because I have to leave this screen to go here. to actually get to altar. Um, oh, there it is. All right, get that out of the way. That's out of the way. Okay. All right. So I don't know if we need to spend a lot of time here. This is the landing page. So someone who comes to the site for the first time, this is what they would see. Um, but then really what the launch is about what we call white labeling, right? Which is what I'm showing now. So Sean, can you explain white labeling and why we built this way?
Yeah, so basically, white labeling is the ability to take this sort of general or standard application and tailor it or customize it for different spiritual organizations. So, for example, if you're a church and you want a version of altar specifically for your church, your members of your church, then you can have that with your church brand colors, your logo, any messaging you may want on the what this is called the landing page, and you can have someone from your organization be an admin or administer the application, meaning allowing members to join the community, um, allowing members different roles within the community, within the online community for your organization, posting events, announcements, things of that nature. So it really empowers you to tailor this app to your specific organization. That's
Mhm.
basically white labeling.
Cool. So let's just jump in. Let me get logged in here. Dum, dum, dum. Did we republish?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So this is the first page that you'll see. And so I think what we want to probably talk about is the just the prayer itself, the prayer capabilities itself, and community. And maybe we'll even talk about the giving portal as well. So I'm just going to continue to I'm going to act as myself, Sheldon, and jump in here. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a category or an area of concern. Um, so let's say, let's just go with this. We'll go with relationship. And then we have sort of what we call them personas, but it is choosing a prayer voice. It is choosing an avatar, if you will. Sheldon, again, I'm going to have you kind of talk about what these personas are, how they are built, and more importantly, what does it mean for the altar platform? And more specifically, what does it mean to have this sort of capability? So let's say, Mount Zion has their own version of altar. Why has this piece become important?
Okay. So I won't get too deep into the back end, but the one thing that I believe is that when you form a relationship with your minister, your pastor, or your person, or a person that you confide in for prayer and support, you really want a more personalized experience with that person. So what the personas allow for is the application to understand how that warrior in your life would pray. It understands how they use scripture. It understands how they the references they make within their prayer voice, the tone. Oftentimes, you have those that are very bold and aggressive, or just really straightforward with prayer, and then you might have those that are more metaphoric, right? Or those that might use scripture based prayer, and everything it aligns with a scripture that they can literally call out during the prayer. And you might have some that are more, contemporary. They pray about things that are happening, pray for better, but they may not introduce as much scripture. So it really allows the system to understand how that warrior in your life prays, And then when it delivers that prayer to the individual user, it feels familiar. It is familiar. It sounds like the
Right.
person that you trust. And
Right.
why this is important for different organizations. If I attend a specific church or organization, then I want that persona to deliver prayer possibly in my pastor's voice, how my pastor would normally pray for me. Or if there are other prayer warriors within the congregation, then their personas can exist and I can select that mother of the church that trust extremely and I love the way she prays. So then I can use, get my prayer delivered in her
Hmm.
voice versus just something very generic.
Yeah. And I think that like we know next week we have a large number of church leaders that will be introducing the platform to. And from speaking with some leaders, it is about that availability, right? Because that's the challenge, right? People are busy, but at the same time, people have needs. And some organizations have ways that people can request prayer, but they're not quick, right? If you can't get to someone right now, what do you do? And like you said, so if we have this sort of persona that represents this person, then we it works, right? So there's a lot of people who are interested in that because it fills in some of that availability gap as well. So I'm going to take Pastor Ghost in here, and I'm just going to click on him and just sort of show what are some of the elements that are in this persona. So we can talk about his prayer style, his general communication style, area of calling, spiritual background, heart and motivation. So these are some of the elements that are used in creating these personas so that it can better capture, again, the personality and voice of this particular um, person. Um, I created this one, Sheldon, and since I'm an admin, I was able to approve it. I don't know if Sharon is qualified or not, but we're going to, we're going to, but what I said about, I am going to choose Sharon. But what I said about her is, and it's interesting that I chose relationships, is that Sharon has her heart for ministry is really her heart for fathers, right? And so,
Hmm.
imagine someone who spends a lot of time supporting, counseling, fathers. Like that's her heart for fathers and their children. So, what I'm going to say is, I am wanting to deepen my relationship with
The funny
my
part about this, Jerry, is I
daughter,
actually know
who
someone named Sharon Coates.
we all know is Sharon Coates. My Coates, she
Okay,
has an E in her name too. But yeah, I think that
okay,
they're just, I think that they are like life's avatars. They just show up. Yeah, there's
everywhere.
Sharon. Yeah, yeah. It's like guys named Jim. Like they're done with dozen. Like again, Pastor Jimmy Ghost in here.
Yeah. All right.
Um, all right. So this is my problem teenager. All right. So Altar's doing its thing.
There
Oh,
you go.
here's my prayer. So let me, and I haven't seen a Sharon prayer. So this is like a major no-no for product demos is to do this. But let me just see this
Without,
one.
yeah.
Father, let them journey into wisdom as he navigates this new season with his teenage daughter as she grows and changes, and you desire to deepen your relationship and understand. Um, well, I like the second paragraph. Pray that you God would give Gary traces and understanding that he would be able to listen. Um, and then we get the scripture, right? To start children off in the way that they should go, and even when they are old, they will not turn from it. And then the last paragraph, Major's relationship with his daughter be a reflection of your love. So there's there's substance here, right? And I think that this is useful. Did you get the opportunity to read it all?
Yeah, yeah, and I think it's context, right? It literally understood your challenge, and it addresses it specifically and points you to some places in the Bible where you can go to, scripture based and get more
Right.
understanding.
Hmm. And so let's say I wanted to keep this, so I can just click this button and I can copy it. So I can now move this to my phone, to a note, to whatever, but I I have it. Um,
Hmm.
I yeah, I'm resisting the urge to sort of talk about futures here, Sheldon, and kind of like the later iterations of this to actually be able to capture um, real voices and tone, right? But prayer is variable. It's going to be a challenge, but I think it'll be interesting for us to get to that. But so this is still generally um, what the prayer capability is, and then as an individual user, I have the ability to see the history of the things that I've come and asked for prayer for. I can see which sort of categories that I've chosen when those prayers happened, and then I can actually get another opportunity to capture that prayer, copy it. I can even, if I see reason to do that, I can delete it.
Hmm.
So I want to move on to community, but before I do, is there anything else about just the prayer capability that you want to mention here, Sheldon?
No, I think that covers pretty much everything. You can also share these, so you can,
Mm,
when you first generate, you can click the share button. That gives you a link to it that you can share out with friends, share on your social media, and things like that as well. So, very,
mm.
very function friendly for those that want to share their prayer experience within the application.
So that looks like an opportunity. Already, I think you already know what I'm thinking. That if I go in here and I look at this prayer, if I go back to it at some point, I need to be able to share it from here
From
too.
here,
So
yeah.
yeah,
Yep,
I'm
that's
see.
easy enough.
This is why this is why demos are so much
Iterate.
fun. This is how we iterate, bro. All right. So anyway, so that's the core of what Alter is really about. The second thing that I think is really important here, and this is really where I'm going to need you to kind of help us out here, is the community piece, right? And so if you think about one of the most attractive parts of being part of a fellowship is that sense of community, right? This is sort of my tribe, my people. We have similar challenges. We support each other. We love each other, whatever those things might be. And so we wanted to have this community feature. The other one of the core reasons, again, for me, is a a place for people of faith to be able to share again with like-minded people. Oftentimes we push these things out to social media, but the challenge with that is it's like I think on my social media, I think I have, I don't know, uh, 2,500, 3,000, whatever, quote unquote, followers. But if I go to Facebook, I can't address those people. They won't allow it. And so here is a place inside this community, and churches can build this as big as they want in terms of their community. It could be people directly in their fellowship. They could extend this to people who are outside, who are connected to them, but not necessarily physically in the same location. So this also adds reach. So any other thoughts about community, and then what features of this do we want to show or talk about here?
Well, I think the main thing, well, one, when you talk about prayer, it could be very personal. And it could be something that, in today's world, I might go before the altar and testify or ask for prayer, altar prayer. Um, I don't want to, may not necessarily want that on Facebook for my 2,500 followers,
Hmm.
and for it to go into random feeds on top of that, right? Within this community of trust, it's my
Hmm.
organization, it's my church home, it's the people that I know will truly pray for and support me. I'm posting these personal things in here, or it could be an event. It could be something I announce, a milestone in life, or something like that that I want my church community to be aware of, and it's right here for them to be aware of. And I can
Right.
also stay connected to my fellow congregation and or the members of the church organization that I belong to within this
Yeah.
space, and keeping it separate from social media. I think one of the things we can do here is you can try posting something like that may be major for you. That could be a testimony, a fellowship, a service that you've provided, and for your community, or even some worship, right? And you can select that category once you put that post in.
Um, I'm just making up something.
Yeah, yeah, that's fine. Test data is always fun.
Um, so, and I'm going to solve this is a testimony. And so
Can you
I can just share this. I can add a video,
upload
upload an
video,
image as well.
auto?
Wow.
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
Okay. So I can have a testimony, just be for fellowship, service, worship, and I'm sure that someone could, like, again, like now Ebenezer, they want to add more categories to this or something. So there's opportunities uh, to customize
To
this further,
expand
but I'm
that.
going to go ahead and share that out. Um,
Yep,
Yay! So it's out there. And I
it
can look
should
at
be.
all the other contributions that people have made. Um, and I see that announcements pops up here. So let's just quickly talk about what that means.
Yep. So oftentimes we want to share with our community as an organizational leader. We may want to share some announcement with our community. It could be something major that's happening with our organization, or it could be something with the application, for example. But you want that to be prevalent to your user base, so that they can see that announcement. It stands out to them. So and that's what that whole purpose, the purpose of that space, is literally to make sure that there's awareness about what might be going on within the organization,
Hmm.
and or our community. So
Right. Yeah.
now
I'm
you
popping
may
over
have to
here.
refresh, and I'll fix this. But I do see I was able to work through all the things needed to get my daughter moved into her college. This is huge for our family.
Did I
But you
misspell it?
may need to.
This is the second time in this live that my public school education has failed me. So apparently I can't spell huge. And when you were speaking earlier about the community area, I was thinking safe space. It just wouldn't. It wouldn't generate. And so I didn't. I failed. I failed you on that one, bro. My bad.
No worries.
All right. So that's
Yeah.
community, and I think it can be again a very effective way to, again, just how do we stay more close knit, and in our fellowship, and work together. And I think it's also important to say that this is not intended to replace human contact, people actually praying for each other. This kind of fills in the gap. And
Hmm.
again, if you have a ministry that's very dispersed, right, geographically, right, across either even your city, your state, the country, into other countries. This is still a great way. Like, imagine, again, a bunch of kids go off to start their college journeys. This is the way to engage, and keep them kind of part of the fold. All right, so we did prayer, we did community. Um, I think that let's just talk about let's talk about giving, and then we'll put a wrap on that. Is that good?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
I think what's important is that, with the giving piece, is that we understand that these organizations need our support. Oftentimes, churches or religious organizations or community organizations are literally there, and they're not income. driven. They often survive off donations from their members. If you think of churches, you think tithes and offerings. If you think about a community organization that helps, food with food and other types of things that they donate to people in the community, they survive off a lot of giving. And this gives anyone in the community an opportunity to provide continued financial support to their organization through
Yep.
a donation. And that could be a recurring donation, that could be a one time donation, it could be one of the pre selected amounts or a custom amount. And also, you can track your giving so that you understand what you've given and how many donations you've made over time, which could likely be used for, you know, uh, tax write
Or
offs and things
taxes
like that.
for sure.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely.
So it's tracking my giving, and I'm at zero.
Yep.
It's
Uh,
just
Not
horrible.
surprised. It's scary.
Um, yeah. So there are suggested levels of giving from supporter, encourager, blessing, the champion, but you can put in you know a a
Go ahead
dollar.
and donate 10,000 if we will. Ten
I
thousand is
I
great.
I'm gonna do 7, right? Because that's the number of
7.
completion, and then
Hmm.
select it. Now, if you happen to be out there and you're seeing this, if you get access to this version that we're using now,
Here we go.
don't donate because that money's going to Sheldon.
It's
Just
it,
don't.
it
If
is
I mean, again,
definitely
unless
10.
that's what you want to do, right? But this is kind of
Yeah,
what we built in here, and I don't even know if now if people still get to see that. I can't see what they're seeing, but it does bring up the QR code.
yeah.
I
You
have the
see the
amount in
QR
there,
code.
yeah, and it's showing Sheldon. So we're not going to
Yeah.
give this. We're just gonna let that
You
lapse
can
out.
hit the I confirm because I would like to show. So I've completed my donation. And what's important for an admin, you get a thank you message. But what's important is then the admin will confirm receipt of that. And that is how it shows up in your tracking. So once the admin says, yes, we've received that donation, then it shows up where you can track it. So if you go to your admin panel right there, and you go
Hmm.
to donation,
Analytics or payment
yeah, I think
tracking
payment tracking it is. Payment tracking, payment tracking. And you can see that that
pending.
$7 donation is pending. So if you would have sent it, I'd check my Cash App and go, yeah, I got Jerry $7, and I would hit confirm, and that
Hmm.
will then show up in your Give page. So if you hit confirm there real quick,
What if I say reject?
then it won't
Then
show that you paid it. Yeah, but now you go back to your Give
I
and
see
you'll
the
see
toast
that.
message. All right.
Yeah, you'll see that $7 in your analytics. Well, you might have to
Bing.
refresh. Oh, there it is, right there. Yeah.
Well, but it still is in pending.
I hit refresh I don't know if you can do that in
Nah,
this app.
I don't want
I'll
to
make
do
sure
that.
that that's a good opportunity to make sure that there it is,
Yeah, it's
that
confirmed. Yeah, I didn't refresh.
the
So
real time updates are happening and you don't have to
yep.
refresh the page.
All right. So at any rate,
Some good stuff, man.
yeah. And so let me see if I can get back to this and get out of that. Okay, there we go. We're back to normal. So no, good
Mhm.
stuff, man. And for those who are watching who have interest in this, know that there could be others who have interest in this. Just reach out to us. If you send an email to connect at Optivis businesssolutions.com and put, is it white label in the subject? Did I
Yeah, it
did I
says
read the docs right?
yeah, I'm interested in white labeling or something like that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't remember specifically
All
what it
right.
says, but we
And
will
if
get
you
the
if
message.
you said I like cheese and crackers, we're still going to get the email
I
and
will get the
respond to
email.
you. So you can say what you can say whatever you want, whatever you
I
want.
I do see some comments, Jerry.
Do you?
Know if
I'm
you
not seeing
check
them.
those. Yeah, you know.
I am not seeing them.
All right. I see Abrania. I hope I pronounced that
Abronia,
correctly.
Abronia,
Scott.
Abronia.
Abronia.
Yeah.
Abronia.
She's like
So,
one of my biggest supporters of everything that I do. She's so cool and sweet.
oh
Like Abronia
man, I
she'll be
can't.
the person who tells like 30 people about Alter and
Mhm.
what we're doing. We're a
Awesome.
different type of. tech company, right? Um,
Yeah,
Very
yeah, I think
different.
so.
Because we do stuff like this, but we have like Snap Invoice, right? And then we have like our income and expense tracker. So we're covering a lot of different ground with our applications. But at any rate, um, yeah. So looking forward to next week. Looking forward to getting the word out about something like Alter and what this could mean again for whether it's a a ministry that is small, whether it's large, whether it's an individual. It could be a group, could be a nonprofit, but anyone who primarily has a foundation in prayer and in community, right? Those two things really, in my opinion, kind of come together. The other stuff is just icing on the cake. There's a lot more features we could have shown. Didn't want this to be too long, but give people a good sense of it. So um, before I figure out what our exit music is going to be, tell me what else do you have to what else do you have to say?
Nothing really, just that, I think it's important that we embrace what technology can produce, right? The art of the possible. I always talk about that because I think it's important that we understand that there's a lot of people in need. And when you sort of rely on a person, that person cannot scale themselves to be in all places at all times and all things to all people. So
Hmm.
having this kind of bridge for support is important. And also within the app, which we didn't show, is you can request, hey, I've I've requested prayer. I have that, and that's good. But I need to talk to you, and so we can definitely the app has the capability to notify your pastor or your prayer leader or warrior that you want to have a conversation, and it picks up your preferences and your profile as to how you like to be contacted so that then they get that notification and they can reach out and provide that personal support. So it's
Hmm.
really about supporting the member and not just about, hey, look what we can do with AI. You know,
Yeah, and so I'm going back and I'm looking at a Bronius questions. Okay, so foundation prayer community, got it. Yeah, so it's one thing to say that AI is creating the prayer, right? It's really just another part of the platform and the tooling that we use because the term actually means everything, and then at the same time it could mean nothing.
nothing. Yeah,
I would say that for Optimus, one of the things that we are really, really good at is creating and using context, right? Bringing in the important information, perspectives, and data that really turn these into powerful, powerful tools, right? And so, elements of this, like on my strategic pivot.ai page, which has the chat with Jet feature, because it has all of my writing, a lot of my random thoughts and other things. I use that when I need to create sometimes content. If someone asks me for a bio, it has it all. Why would I go through the effort of doing that? And so it has the context because it has all this wealth of information about me. So it just becomes like my best assistant for getting things done. If someone said, "Oh, we need you to come speak on this," if it's a topic I've dealt with, I could go and describe the event and what I'm doing, and then it's going to provide to me an outline that is at least a starter. And so some of that capability that we have at Optivis is what really powers this, and it's the way that we I think, gather and then use the information in the personas, right, of the prayer warriors that allow them to be able to then have these prayers that are created or generated in their voice and with their kind of with their style and with their preferences. So yeah, Bernie, that's kind of what this is doing. And again, filling in the gap of availability, tight time schedules, people who might be remote or dispersed for some reason, just as a way to be able to keep people connected and feel that they are a part and that they can get some sort of response. I've seen, recent stats just from an anxiety, anxiousness, loneliness perspective, right? There's a lot of people, even in this modern society, in this almost overly connected society, who suffer from not feeling connected. They are just lonely. How do we? fill in the gap, and provide even those people some support. So there's a lot more to this. We'll leave it at that. Again, if there's interest, hit myself up or Sheldon. Um, Attach it to a comment here on this live. Go to Optivis Business Solutions .com. You can drop a message to us there. But yeah, we could do this. You know, it was funny. We could do this for the next week plus and just keep showing people platforms that we've built, which is kind of dope to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
We have done and continue to do um, quite a bit here. Um, so with that, we're gonna go out with some fishy grits. More AI music to tick people off.
Yeah. Kelly Norwood is dancing right now.
I'm convinced too. I'm gonna put out an album of all this music. It's gonna be like remixes of like some of my old stuff. All right, bro. I'll see you in a
All
minute.
right, man. All right.
Later.
Later.